Sir, very happy morning to all. Sir, in this morning, we are going to quickly revise a very important topic for our JAN examination, which is place of supply. You know, place of supply, time of supply, and value of supply. Three forms of supply are there. Place of supply will determine what type of tax you should pay to the government. Whether you are supposed to pay CGST and SGST, illa IGST. You know, place of supply can be classified into two categories. One is place of supply of goods and place of supply of services. Place of supply of goods is discussed in two sections, section 10 and section 11. Section 10 is talking about domestic transaction. That means if both the supplier of goods and also the recipient of goods are situated in India, the provisions of section 10 will be applicable. If either of the person are situated outside India, then section 11 will be applicable. Section 11 is not in our inter syllabus. Then section 12 is domestic services. Both the service provider and service recipient are situated in India, then provisions of section 12 will be applicable. If either of the person are situated outside India, then provisions of section 13 will be applicable. That is called as international services, but that is not in our syllabus. Now I am going to start with section 10. What is section 10? Place of supply of goods. So if you are a supplier of goods, if you want to know the place of supply, you have to come and check section 7. Other than supply of goods imported or exported into India. Because for import and export, section 10 will not be applicable. Section 11 will be applicable. Section 10, domestic transaction. Classified into two categories, my dear lovable students. 10 subsection 1 and 10 subsection 2. 10 subsection 1 again classified into 6 categories. 10 subsection 1 clause A, 10 subsection 1 clause B, 10 subsection 1 clause C, 10 subsection 1 clause CA, 10 subsection 1 clause D, and 10 subsection 1 clause E. 10 subsection 1 clause A, supply involves movement of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause B, bill to ship transaction. 10 subsection 1 clause C, supply does not involve movement of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause CA, purchases over the counter. 10 subsection 1 clause D, assembling or installation of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause C, goods supplied on board. So if you are a supplier of goods, you have to check under what circumstance or situation you are following. For example, if your supplies involving movement of goods, you have to come and check 10 subsection 1 clause A. Sir, if you are doing bill to ship transaction, then you have to check 10 subsection 1 clause B. So B stands for bill to ship transaction. B stands for, sir, 10 subsection 1 clause C, I am supplying certain goods, but supply does not involve movement of goods. Then 10 subsection 1 clause C. And 10 subsection 1 clause CA is a new addition. This is expected question for this exam. Purchase over the counter. What? Purchase over the 10 subsection 1 clause D, assembling or installation of goods, and 10 subsection 1 clause E, goods supplied on board. We are going to start with 10 subsection 1 clause A, supply involves movement of goods. If you are supplying goods from one place to another and it is involving movement of goods, it has to stop at one place. The place where it is stopping, there only that goods will be consumed, right sir? That's why place of supply is location of the goods at the time which the movement of goods terminates. Where the goods movement are terminates. For example, if you are in Tamil Nadu and if you are moving goods from Tamil Nadu to Kerala, sir, Kerala is the place the movement is going to get terminated, right sir? So Kerala is going to be the what of supply? Place of supply. Because in Kerala only we are going to consume the goods, right sir? So where the supply involves movement of goods, whether by way of either the supplier, sometimes the supplier may move the goods from one place to another, or by the recipient, or the person who are purchasing the goods may transport the goods from one place to another, or by any other person, let it be GTA also. Goods transporting agency may move the goods from one place to, then sir, the place of supply is the location of the goods at the time which the movement of goods terminates for delivery to the recipient. That means if you are moving goods from one place to another, sir, sometimes it may cross so many states. That and all doesn't matter. where the movement stops for consumption matter, because GST is a consumption based tax. Thus, irrespective of the number of state the goods passes through during the course of journey, the state in which the movement of goods terminate for delivery to the recipient is the place of supply of goods. Comfortable, sir? That's it with regard to 10 subsection 1 clause A. So that section we have to apply in a circumstance or situation where the supply involves what of goods. Coming to the second situation for a supplier of goods called as bill to ship transaction. What to ship transaction? In a bill to ship transaction which are covered under section 10 subsection clause B, my dear lovable students, there should be 3 parties. There should be, if 3 parties are there, then only bill to ship transaction will work. Number 1, actual supplier. Number 1, third person should be there, and actual recipient should be there, and actual. So 3 characters should be there in order to apply 10 subsection 1 clause B. Actual supplier should be there, third party should be there, and actual recipient should be there. With regard to actual supplier, my dear lovable students, he is a person who is going to really supply the goods from one place to another. And the actual recipient is the person really going to get the goods. What this third person will do, he will take a phone and he will call the actual supplier. And he will inform the actual supplier that please supply this much quantity of goods to the actual recipient. So, this actual supplier is the person who are supplying the goods. Actually, actual recipient is the person who are receiving the goods. But section 10, subsection 1, clause B is saying that even though the actual supplier has supplied goods to the actual recipient, it has to be deemed that, what that? The third person has received the goods. The third person has. That means the actual supplier has to raise the invoice to the what person? Third person. That means, sir, this transaction is covered under 10 subsection 1 clause B. Are you all really with me? Now the third person will raise an invoice to the what recipient? Actual recipient. This is not bill to ship transaction. This transaction is not bill to ship transaction. This is covered under 10 subsection 1 clause A. Comfortable, sir? Coming to supply involving movement of goods delivered to the recipient on the instruction of the what person? Third person. So third person called the actual supplier and, sir, he informed the actual supplier to supply the goods to the actual recipient. Nature of the transaction. Where the goods are delivered by whom? Supplier. This guy is actual supplier. To a recipient, this guy is actual recipient. Or any other person on direction of what person? Third person. Whether acting as an agent or otherwise, either before or during the movement of goods, either by way of transfer of document of title to the goods or otherwise, then in such a circumstance, place of supply should be, it shall be deemed that said third person has dashed the goods, received the goods. Actually, the goods are received by the actual recipient. It should be deemed that the third person has received the goods. And place of supply of such goods shall be principal place of business of the third person. Principal place of business of the, actually the actual supplier has supplied to the actual recipient. Right, sir? Place of supply should be actual recipient. But this section 10, subsection 1, clause B is asking you to take, sir, the goods has been received by what person? Third person. So the place of supply should be principal place of the third, principal place of the, and place of supply of such good shall be the principal place of business of the what person? Third person. These transactions are also called as bill to ship transaction. What to ship? That is why 10 subsection 1 clause B, B stands for bill to ship transactions. Why it is called as bill to ship transaction? Because the actual supplier will make the shipment to the actual recipient. The goods will move from the actual supplier to the actual recipient. Whereas the bill will be raised to the third person. That's why bill will go here. Shipment will go here. That's why it is called as bill to ship. So one line summary of the entire discussion is principal place of third person is the place of supply. There will be two supplies in bill to ship transaction. Number one, supply between actual supplier and the third person. It is covered under section 10 subsection 1 clause B. Whereas there will be supply between third person and the actual recipient. It is covered under 10 subsection 1 clause A. Comfortable? Two sections we have discussed. 10 subsection 1 clause A, supply involves movement of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause B, bill to ship transaction. I am coming to the next section called as 10 subsection 1 clause C, supply does not involve movement of goods. That means the goods are located in one place. From there itself you are completing the supply. That's what supply does not involve movement of goods. If supplies, sir, does not involve movement of goods, that goods will not move from one place to, then you can't see the movement. You can't see the 10 subsection 1 clause C. I can't see the movement because supply does not involve movement of goods. So where the supply does not involve movement of goods, either by the supplier or by the location where such goods at the time of delivery to the recipient will be the place of supply. Because where the goods are situated, there only the consumption is going to happening. Because GST is a consumption based tax. Enga and the goods irko, anga da place of supply. That means, my dear lovable students, sir, as per section 10 subsection 1 clause C, the location of such goods at the time of delivery to the recipient will be the place of supply. Three sections we have done. 10 subsection 1 clause A, supply involves movement of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause B, bill to ship transaction. 10 subsection 1 clause C, supply does not involve movement of goods. I am coming to 10 subsection 1 clause CA. This is a newly added item, an expected item for examination, my dear. Purchase over the counter. Tell me. Purchase over the counter. Tell me. Sometimes the person who are going to purchase may go to another state and purchase the goods and he may return to the original state. In that circumstance, what should be the place of supply is the question. You have to check the invoice. You have to check the whether the address is recorded in the invoice or address not recorded in the invoice. Tell me, address is recorded in the invoice, or if the address is recorded in the invoice, location recorded in the invoice should be the place of supply. Sir, when the supplier is billing, he will be putting the name of the person who are receiving the goods and also the place of the recipient. If the address is recorded in the invoice, that place should be treated as the place of supply. Whereas if the address is not recorded, location of the supplier. Tell me, location of the, because there is no other way. I have to make the place of supply. If the address of the recipient is not available, I have to make the location of the supplier. Government has to find out the what of supply, place of supply. Otherwise, sir, GST will not work. That's why they are saying we will first try to see the invoice. If the location is recorded in the invoice, that location will be the place of supply. If location is not recorded in the invoice, then location of the supplier. Comfortable? That situation also comes to an end. So 10 subsection 1 clause A, supply involves movement of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause B, bill to ship transaction. 10 subsection 1 clause, supply does not involve movement of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause, purchase over the counter. Purchase. Coming to 10 subsection 1 clause D, that is supply involved installation or assembly. Sir, you are a supplier of goods. The goods what you are supplying needs to be installed or assembled. If those goods has to be installed or assembled, in the place of installation or assembling, you have to drill. Right, sir? That means that place only you are going to install. That means there only the goods are going to be consumed. So where the goods are assembled or installed at site, place of such installation or assembly is the place of supply. Because the place we are going to install, place we are going to assemble, there only consumption will be happening. Are you all really with me? Sir, goods supplied on board a conveyance, that is 10 subsection 1 clause E. When you are traveling in a vessel or aircraft or train or motor vehicle. Sometimes, sir, in railway station and all, when you are traveling in train, people will come and ask that, sir, 10 rupees pen, 10 rupees, sir, cheap soap, all those things. Are you all really with me? Tea, coffee, tea, coffee, 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 tea, coffee. Yes, sir. Goods supplied on board. Location at which the goods are taken on board, that is to which place, from which place the goods has been boarded to the conveyance. You can't, sir, see the place where it has been consumed. Sometimes the train may be moving from one place to another. Okay, fine. Train, okay. Aircraft, look at the situation. Sir, the pilot can't put his head down and see that where the state is. Sir, the aircraft would have started from Chennai. Sometimes it would be flying in Kerala. Hello, sir. Okay, this person has eat this samosa in what, Kerala. So the consumption happened in Kerala. So revenue should go to the Kerala government. Like that, the pilot can't see. So the practically applicable is place where the goods are handed over or what, loaded to the on board. That is conveyance. Are you all really with me? So these are the various circumstances by which you have to find out the place of supply. 10 subsection 1 clause A, 10 subsection 1 clause B, 10 subsection 1 clause C, 10 subsection 1 clause CA, 10 subsection 1 clause D, and 10 subsection 1. If your situation does not fall under any of this category, don't worry. You have to apply 10 subsection 2. If you are not able to find out the place of supply by applying the provisions of 10 subsection 1, find out the place of supply by section 10 subsection 2. That means if you are not able to find out the place of supply by applying the provisions of 10 subsection 1, you have to find out the place of supply by applying 10 subsection 2. Comfortable, sir? That's it, man. Sir, this summary will be helpful for you before the day of examination. 10 subsection 1 clause A. You have to answer me now. Where the supply involves movement of goods, whether by the supplier or by the recipient or by any other person, what is the place of supply? Location of the goods at the time at which the movement of goods terminates for delivery to the recipient. Comfortable? Sir, 10 subsection 1 clause B, what's its name? Bill to ship transaction. Where the goods are delivered by the supplier to a recipient or by any other person on the direction of the third person by way of transfer of document of title to the goods or otherwise, it shall be deemed that third person has received the goods. Then the place of supply will be principal place of business of such third person. Comfortable? What is 10 subsection 1 clause C? Supply does not involve movement of goods. So where the supply does not involve movement of goods either by the supplier or by the location of such goods at the time of delivery to the recipient will be the 10 subsection 1 clause CA, where the goods are purchased over the counter in one state and transported to another state by the buyer. So I am in Tamil Nadu, I went to Kerala, purchased one goods from Kerala, I have not consumed the goods there in Kerala, I return back to Tamil Nadu. That is place of supplies location as per the address of the what person recorded in the invoice. If the address is not recorded, sir, location of the supplier will be the place of supply. 10 subsection 1 clause D, drilling, where the goods are assembled or installed at site, place where the goods are assembled, or 10 subsection 1 clause E, where the goods are supplied on board a conveyance like vessel, aircraft, train or motor vehicle, place where such goods are taken on board the conveyance. If you are not able to find out the place of supply by applying the provisions of 10 subsection 1, apply provisions of 10 subsection 2. Are you all really with me? One line summary of the entire discussion. Section 10 subsection 1 classified into how many category? 10 subsection 1 clause A, 10 subsection 1 clause B, 10 subsection 1 clause C, 10 subsection 1 clause CA, 10 subsection 1 clause D, 10 subsection 1 clause E. 10 subsection 1 clause A, supply involves. 10 subsection 1 clause B, bill to ship transaction. 10 subsection 1 clause C, supply does not involve movement of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause CA, purchase over the counter. 10 subsection 1 clause D, assembly or installation of goods. 10 subsection 1 clause E, supplied goods on board a conveyance. Right, sir? As per 10 subsection 1 clause A, place of supply is the movement terminates. 10 subsection 1 clause B, principal place of the third person. 10 subsection 1 clause C, location of the goods. 10 subsection 1 clause CA, address of the unregistered person. And 10 subsection 1 clause D, place of installation. 10 subsection 1 clause E, where the goods has been loaded to the conveyance. Very comfortable. That's it, my dear lovable students, with regard to section 10. I'm moving into section, sir, 12, which is domestic services. Right, sir? Sir, section 12 is talking about domestic services. That means both the service provider and service recipient are situated in India. Then provisions of section 12 will be applicable. Section 12, this many subsections are there. Section 12.1, applicability. Section 12.1. Section 12.2, general provision. Section 12.2. Section 12.3, services relating to immovable property, boat or vessel, related to three things. That is why 12.3. So what is 12.1? Applicability. What is 12.2? General provision. What is 12.3? Services relating to immovable property, boat or vessel. 12.4, 4 services. 12.4. 12.5, training or performance appraisal services. Training or 12.6, events. E-V-E-N-T-S. How many things are there? That's why 12.6, events. Are you all really with me? 12.7, organization of events. Why are you restricting yourself? Sweeted kondad, 7 days. All the 7 days in a week. Organize some events and enjoy your life. That's why 12.7 is organization of the events. Sir, 12.8, transportation of goods. Transportation of 8 போட்டாதான் சார் லைசன்ஸ் கொடுப்பாங்க லாரியில. சார் டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்டேஷன் ஆஃப் குட்ஸ். ஆர் யூ ஆல் ரியலி வித் மீ? 12.9, சார் இஃப் யூ ரிவர்ஸ் P stands for passenger. 12.9 is transportation of passengers. 12.9 is transportation of. 12.10, services supplied on board a conveyance. That is what 10, on board a conveyance. On board a conveyance. 12.11, telecommunication services. Telephone, money phone, adipadu therida. 12.11, telecommunication. After you become a chartered accountant, entire 24 hours, that is 12 plus 12, 24 hours, you'll be sitting with the financial and stock broking services, right, sir? Don't work that much and all. It will create so much of stress, and always the life will be in big risk. Please take some insurance in your life. Otherwise, your photo will be coming, sir, our newspaper as advertisement to the newspaper that this guy gone. Are you all really with me? That's what 12.14, advertisement to the. So what are the services, man? 12.1, applicability. 12.2, general provision. 12.3, services relating to immovable property, boat or vessel. 12.4, 4 services. 12.5, training or performance appraisal services. 12.6, events. 12.7, organization of event. 12.8, transportation of goods. 12.9, transportation of passengers. 12.10, services supplied on board a conveyance. 12.11, telecommunication services. 12.12, financial and stock broking services. 12.13, insurance services. 12.14, advertisement to government. Comfortable, sir? How we have to approach this section? This section 12, I have classified into 5 categories. 12, sir, applicability. 12.1 and 12.2. These 2 sections are talking about applicability. Which are the 2 sections? 12.1 and 12.2. And services relating to 3 things, that is immovable property, boat or vessel, as per 12 subsection 3. Performance based services. There are 4 performance based services are there. 12.4, 12.5, 12.6, 12.7. There are 3 transportation services are there. 12.8, 12.9, 12.10. There are 4 other services are there. 12.11, 12.12, 12.13, 12.14. Are you comfortable? I'm coming to place of supply of services where location of the supplier and recipient is in India. If both the people are situated in India, then only this section will be applicable. If either of the person are situated outside India, then provisions of section 13 will be applicable, and that is not in our syllabus. It is in CA final. Comfortable? What is the structure of section 12? Section 12 is saying that you have to check the service what you have provided is covered under 12.3 to 12.14 or not. First, you have to check the service. You are a service provider? No. The service what you have provided is covered under 12.3 to 12.14. Hello, sir. If it is covered under 12.3 to 12.14, then you have to apply the specific rule. For example, you are a service provider related to immovable property. For you, section 12.3 will be applicable. If you are a provider of 4 services, 12.4 will be applicable. If you are a service provider in the field of training or performance appraisal services, 12.5 will be applicable. If you are a person who are providing service relating to event, 12.6 will be. If you are organizing the event, 12.7 will be applicable. If you are engaged in the service provider of transportation of goods, 12.8 will be applicable. Transportation of passenger, 12.9 will be applicable. Service provided on board a conveyance. I am Geo. Telecommunication services, 12.11 will be applicable. Sir, I am bank, financial and stock broking services, 12.12 will be applicable. I am an insurance company, 12.13 will be applicable. 12.13 will be applicable. Yes, sir. And 12, sir, 14. Are you all really with me? That is advertisement to what? Government. Advertisement to government. Are you all really with me? But if your service is not covered in any of the specific services, then 12.2 general rule will be applicable. What rule will be applicable? This is the structure of section 12.1. So this is how you have to understand. Section 12 contains the provision for determining the place of supply of services, where both the location of the supplier and location of the recipient should be in India. This is condition number 1. You have to check whether both the service provider and service recipient are situated in India. Then, sir, you have to come and check the place of supply in section 12. If either of the person is outside India, place of supply is determined in section 13. If either the service provider or service recipient are situated outside India, sir, you have to go and check the place of supply in section 13. That is called as international services. That is not in our list to study. Right, sir? The section 12 apply to domestic supply of services. This is the first point of applicability. That means in order to apply section 12, both the service provider and service recipient should be situated in and structure of section 12. How they have written section 12. What is the structure of section 12? Section 12 lay down a general rule to determine the place of supply of services, as well as few other rule to determine the place of supply of certain specific services. So two types of rules are there in section 12. General rules and specific rules. First, you have to check whether the service what you are providing is falling under the specific rules or not. If it is not falling in the specific rule, then only you have to come and check in the general rule. Comfortable? This place of supply is determined by rule, general rule, in respect of services other than the one covered by the what rule, specific. So first priority to the specific rules. Comfortable? My dear lovable students, the service what you have provided is not covered under 12.3 to 12.14. Then come and check 12.2. Then only 12.2 will be. It is also important to note that in many cases, section provide different place of supply for different services to registered, and this section is classifying whether you have provided service to a registered person or unregistered person. Shall we start talking about one by one section? We have done with 12.1. What is 12.1? Applicable. You know when this section will be applicable? If both the service provider and service recipient are situated in the taxable territory, then sir, section 12.1 will be applicable. This is applicability number 1. Applicability number 1. I'm moving into 12.2, general provision. 12.2 is general provision. Sir, in order to apply this section, the service what you have provided should not fall under 12.3 to 12.14. So this section applicable only if supply of service does not fall in any of the specified cases provided under 12.3 to 12.14. 12.3 to, if that is the case, applicability of 12.2, look at it, beautiful applicability. If the service covered from 12.3 to 12.14, this section is not applicable because specific section will be, sir, service not covered from 12.3 to 12.14, section 12.2 will be applicable. This is the applicability of this provision. So as a service provider, first what you are supposed to check is whether your service is covered under 12.3 to 12.14. Now, if it is covered under 12.3 to 12.40, then this section will not be applicable. If the service what you have provided is not covered under 12.3 to 12.14, then provisions of this section will be what this section is applicable. What this section is saying. This section is saying that you are a service provider. You provided a service. That service is not covered under 12.3 to 12.14. Then only this section will be check. Tell me check. Tell me check. Tell me check. Whether you have provided service to a registered person or unregistered. So whether you have provided service to a registered person or if you have provided service to a what person? Registered person. Location of the recipient. Location of the recipient. This is a thumb rule. Show the thumb rule. This is the thumb rule. Sir, in section 12, if you are providing service to a registered person, the place of supply will be location of such person. Right, sir? Sir, made to a what person? Unregistered person. Recipient is not registered. Check, check, check whether the address is available on records. If the address is available on records, then location of the recipient, that means this section is trying their level best to make practically applicable the consumption based tax. If you are providing service to a registered person, location of such a person means that registered person only would have received the services. That's why location of such. Sir, I have not provided service to a registered person. I have provided service to a unregistered person. If that is the case, my dear lovable students, you have to check address is available, address is not available. If address is available, then location of the. If address is not available, no other way, location of the supplier of the services. This is like default. I can't do anything. Act can't do. Are you all really with me? So that's it with regard to 12.1, 12.2. What is 12.1? Applicability. First, this section should be applicable. What is 12.2? General provision. That means the service what you have provided should not fall under 12.3 to 12.40. Comfortable. Coming to 12.3, man, service relating to immovable property, boat or vessel. Sir, it is classifying into 4 categories. Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D. Class A is direct services. Class A is. Class B is services by way of lodging or accommodation. Lodging or accommodation for organizing any function and any ancillary services referred above. Any ancillary services? So, my dear lovable students, Class A, services directly in relation to a what property? So, you are a service provider. There is an immovable property. To this immovable property, my dear lovable students, you are providing what services? Direct services. So, direct services provided by interior decorator, architect, surveyors, engineers, or other related expert or what agent? Estate agent. Sir, after you become a chartered accountant, you are called as professional. The same way, there are professionals relating to what property? Immovable property, like interior decorators, architect, surveyors, engineers, other related expert or estate agent. This is the direct service number 1. Or direct service number 2, any service provided by way of, sir, right of use of what property? Immovable property. That means there is a Taj hotel is there. They are giving the right to use the what property? Immovable property. For what purpose? Carrying out or coordination of what work? Construction work. That means contractor Nesamani they are talking. So contractor Nesamani is providing services directly relating to what property? Immovable property. This is the first service called as what services? Direct services. So you may provide a service directly relating to what property? Immovable. Or service by way of what and what? Lodging and accommodation. Number 2. Now, after you provided the direct services, the immovable property is ready. Immovable property is what? Ready. Hotel is ready, sir. Or the guest house is ready. Or immovable property is ready. Now, what you are going to do with that immovable property? By way of lodging accommodation. By way of that hotel, inn, or guest house, or homestay, or club, or campsite, by whatever name called, and including a houseboat or any other vessel. That is Alapura houseboat is there. There you can go and you can stay there. Are you all really with me? That's what. So the first one, direct services relating to immovable property. Number 2, with that immovable property, they can provide lodging and accommodation services. Number 3, sir, when you stayed in that lodging and accommodation, you met someone and you fall in love with that person. By way of accommodation, immovable property for organizing any marriage or reception of matters relating thereto. That means, sir, there are destination weddings. Have you heard about it? So, immovable property can be used for the destination wedding or official, social, cultural, religious or business function. Or immovable property can be rented out for conduct, sir, award functions like ANM awards. Are you all ready with me? Including service provided in relation to such function at such property. This is the clause number C. And the last clause, any ancillary services, any supporting services referred to in clause A, clause B and what? Clause C. So there are 4 services relating to immovable property. Number 1, Direct services. By providing the direct services, immovable property is ready. Services by way of lodging and accommodation. Sir, there you met someone. How the Dhoni have met Sakshi the same way. Sir, loading and accommodation for organizing any function. And any ancillary services referred above. For all the four services, my dear lovable students, the place of supply is location at which the immovable property or boat or vessel, as the case may be, is located or intended to be located. Because where the immovable property is there only consumption will happen. GST is a consumption based tax. That's why 12 subsection 3 is saying that location at which the immovable property, boat or vessel, as the case may be, is located or intended to be located. Comfortable? Sometimes what will happen? No, my dear lovable students, very important point for exam. Okay? If the service provider and service recipient are situated in India, sir, the service is consumed in India. That means the government is saying that we want GST. Tell me, we want GST. But what will happen? You know, sometimes the immovable property may be situated outside India. Both the people are situated in India, but the immovable property is situated. If that is the case, my dear lovable students, the government will lose the revenue because the place of supply is the location where the immovable property is. So, if the location of the immovable property or boat or vessel is located or intended to be located where? Outside India, then the place of supply is the location of the recipient. Location of the, because that guy anyway will be situating inside India. So, we will get the what? GST. That's what section 12 subsection 3. Shall we consolidate in 1 minute? 12.3 is service relating to immovable property, boat or vessel. 4 services you can provide relating to this. Direct services, services by way of lodging or accommodation, lodging and accommodation for organizing any function, any ancillary services related above. The place of supply is placed where the immovable property is situated or intended to be situated. But if the immovable property is situated or intended to be situated outside India, place of supply is the place where the recipient is situated or the location of the service recipient. Comfortable? That's it, man. 12.1 applicability. 12.2 general provision. 12.3 services relating to immovable property, boat. I'm coming to performance based services. 12.4. 12.4 are 4 services. You may ask a question to me. What are the 4 services, sir? Restaurant and catering services. Tell me. Personal grooming and fitness. Personal grooming and beauty treatment services. Tell me. Healthcare services including cosmetic and plastic surgery. Healthcare services including. I don't know. Now the people are loving so much of fast food. Are you all really with me? Yes, sir. Including me. Sir, more than eating from home, we are eating from restaurant only, from outside only. If you eat so much from restaurant and catering, sir, you will become like me. Sir, personal grooming and fitness you need. You have to go to gym. Hello, sir. Your beauty will go, really I am saying. Then you may need what treatment also? Beauty treatment also. Sometimes you may have to go to Apollo or Kaveri as the case may be also. Healthcare services including cosmetic or. So that's what government tried to say, that don't eat so much from the restaurant. That's what restaurant and catering services. It will, sir, destroy, or you need personal grooming and fitness. Your beauty will be affected. Healthcare services including cosmetic and plastic surgery. Place of supply is place where the service are actually performed. Where the restaurant is there only the place of supply, because consumption happened at that place. Where the gym is there only the place of supply. Where the beauty treatment is there only the place of supply. And where the healthcare services including cosmetic or plastic surgery, where the hospital is there only the place of supply. Comfortable, sir? That's it with regard to 12.4, man. What is 12.1? Applicability. What is 12.2? General provision. What is 12.3? Services relating to immovable property, boat or vessel. What is 12.4? I'm coming to 12.5, man. Training and performance appraisal services. Training and, my dear lovable students, as you all know that you have to file your return of income within the time limit specified under section 139 subsection 1, which is either 31st of July or 31st of October or 30th of November, as the case may be. Right, sir? If you have not filed the return of income on time also, no problem. You are having an option to file the return as per 139 subsection 4. That is called as what return? Belated return. What return? So you can file your return either within 139 subsection 1 time limit or 139 subsection 4 time limit, which is a belated return. Belated happy birthday wishes. Right, sir? Sometimes in this original return and belated return, sometimes there may be an omission or there may be an error. Then you can dash the return. Revise the return under section 139 subsection 5. If you don't want a revision of return under 139 subsection 5, train your employees properly under 12 subsection 5. Then revision is not required. Are you all really with me? If you don't want to revise the return under 139 subsection 5, train your employees under 12 subsection 5. That is 12.5 training and performance appraisal services. So you are a training institute or you are a training person. So service in relation to training and performance appraisal to a registered person means location of such person. Registered person means this is the what rule? Thumb rule. If you are providing service to a registered person, location of provided to a unregistered person means location where the service are actually. Why? Because these four are performance-based services. For performance-based services, place of supply is placed where the service has been actually performed. For services, sir, what is the place of supply? Service are actually performed. 12.5, my dear lovable students, you have to check registered person, unregistered person. Registered person, location of such person. Right, sir? Unregistered person, location where the service are actually performed. Comfortable? Sir, I know that you are in so much of pressure and tension for your JAN examination, which may be, sir, next 15 days, right, sir? Don't take that much. Revise properly. That only enough. Hello, sir? Sir, have some fun also in between. Don't study 25 hours in a day and all. Hello, sir? Yes, sir. Please go and see some events, my dear lovable students. CAS, CAS. Please CSEE some event. Or go to some amusement park like Wonderla in Bangalore. Hello, sir. And have some fun. So, service provided by way of admission to. So, you are conducting a program relating to cultural, artistic, sporting. That's what CAS. Please see scientific, educational and entertainment event. Or you are going to amusement park or any other place or service ancillary there too. Place where the event is actually held. Why? Because this is a performance-based services, or where the park or such other place is located. So, if you are providing admission to 6 places, number 1, cultural, artistic, sporting, scientific, education and entertainment, place of supply is place where the event is actually held. Comfortable? What is 12.1? Applicability. What is 12.2? General provision. What is 12.3? Services relating to immobile property, boat or vessel. What is 12.4? 4 services. What is 12.5? Training and performance appraisal services. What is 12.6? Events. What is 12.7? So you are an organizer who are going to organize the what? Event. Service provided by way of 3 services. This guy will provide 3 services. How 4 services has been provided by the service relating to immobile property. Right, sir? Number 1, organization of what event? 6 events. So, those 6 events someone is organizing. Is he a service provider? Ancillary services to how many events? 6 events. And assignment of sponsorship to how many events? 6 events. That means service provided by service number 1. If you are organizing cultural, artistic, sporting, scientific, education or entertainment event, including the supply in relation to a conference, fair, exhibition, celebration or what event? Or service number 2, service ancillary to organization of any of the event or service referred in the clause. That means, my dear lovable students, related services. You are going to organize these 6 services. At that time, the connected services are called as ancillary services or assignment of sponsorship to such event. If these 3 services is there, you have to come and check 12 subsection 7. That is called as organization of. What are the 3 things? Organization of 6 event, ancillary services to 6 event, assignment of sponsorship to 6 event. Comfortable? If these 3 services has been provided to registered person, thumb rule, location of such person. Location of, if these three services has been provided to a unregistered person, you have to check whether the event is held in India or event is held outside. If the event is held in India, place of supply is place where the event is actually held. If the event is held outside India, sir, location of the recipient, because otherwise revenue leakage will come. This is equal to if the service provider and service recipient are situated in India and the location of the immovable property is situated outside India, place of supply is the location of the recipient. The same way, if you are conducting the event where outside India, then my dear lovable students, place of supply is the location of the recipient. Comfortable? That's it, man. What is 12.1? Applicability. What is 12.2? General provision. What is 12.3? Services relating to. What is 12.4? 4 services. What is 12.5? Training and performance appraisal services. What is 12.6? What is 12.7? What is 12.8? Transportation of. We are coming to the transportation services, man, which is 12.8, 12.9 and 12.10, which is transportation of goods, transportation of passengers and service provider on board a transportation of goods. That means you are providing GTA services. You are moving the goods from one place to the another place. You have to check whether you have provided service to a registered person, or if you have provided to a registered person, thumb rule will be applicable. Location of the. Sir, if you are providing service to an unregistered person, location at which such goods are handed over for transportation, location at which such goods are handed over for, you also hand over, location at which such goods are handed over for transportation is the what of supply. That's it, man. Sir, transportation of passenger. Now you are transporting passenger from one place to another instead of goods. You have to check whether it is a normal transportation of passenger. That means one time you are taking the passenger from one place and you are dropping them at other place, or right to passage. That means multiple times, and whether it is round trip. So 3 circumstances or 3 ways in which you can transport the passenger from one place to the another. That is normal transportation of passenger, right to passage and round trip. If it is round trip, return journey should be treated separately. Return journey should be treated. Shall we talk about situation number 1, which is normal transportation? You are taking passenger from one place and you are dropping them at another place. So passenger transportation services to a registered person, or if it is a registered person, thumb rule will be applicable. Location of. If it is unregistered person, place where the passenger embark on the conveyance for a continuous journey. Right, sir? Situation number 2 is what? Right to passage. That means you can, sir, board at any station and you can leave at any station. This is called as what to passage. Sometimes we may take season tickets, right? That is called as right to passage. You have to check whether that right to passage has been issued to a registered person or unregistered person. If it is to a registered person, location of such person. If it is to an unregistered person, check whether the address available or address not available. If the address available, location of the recipient. If the address not available, location of the supplier of services. Location of the. Are you all really with me? Sir, that means right to passage made to a registered person means location of such person, thumb rule. Sir, made to an unregistered person, check whether address is available on record or address not available. If address available, location of the recipient. Address not available, location of the supplier. Comfortable? In case of return journey, that means you are booking round trip. You are going from one place to another place. At the same time itself, you are booking the return journey also. Then return journey should be treated. Sir, return journey should be treated separate journey. Sir, the return journey shall be treated as separate journey even if right to passage on onward and return journey issued at the what time? Same time. Comfortable, sir? That's it with regard to 12 subsection 9, which is transportation of what? Normal transportation of passenger, which is one-time transportation. You have to check whether the recipient is registered person or. That's it. Right to passage. Basically, sir, 12.2 general rule will be applicable. You have to check registered person or unregistered person. And if you are providing round trips, then return journey should be treated separately. Comfortable, sir? So tell me what is 12.1? Applicability. 12.2 general provision. 12.3 services relating to immovable property, boat or vessel. 12.4 4 services. 12.5 training or performance appraisal services. 12.6 events. 12.7 organization of event. 12.8 transportation of goods. 12.9 transportation of fine man. When you are transporting passenger from one place to another, you are providing services on board a conveyance. So service on board a conveyance including vessel, aircraft, train or motor vehicle. Location of the first scheduled point of departure of that conveyance for the journey. So where that conveyance started, not the passenger started, from where the conveyance started. That is what the location of the first scheduled point of departure of that conveyance for the journey. So, my dear lovable students, if it is transportation services, always, sir, starting point is the start. Always. Because transportation of goods, sir, look at here, to a registered person, location of such person. To an unregistered person, location where the goods are handed over for transportation. That is a starting point. Then transportation of passenger, normal transport, registered person, location of such person. To an unregistered person, place where the passenger embark on the conveyance for a, again it is a what point? Starting point. Are you all really with me? Right to passage is nothing but 12-2 rule only. They have copy pasted. Right, sir? Return journey, sir, should be treated separately. That means when you are going from Chennai to Bangalore, Chennai is the starting point. When you are coming back from Bangalore to Chennai, Bangalore is the starting point. That's why with regard to transportation services, always, my dear lovable students, the place of supply is the starting point. Comfortable? Coming to the last leg of our discussion called as other services. These are the other services, man. 12.11 telecommunication services. 12.12 financial and stock broking services. 12.13 insurance services. 12.14 advertisement to government. Right, sir? So you are, sir, Geo. You are a service provider of telecommunication services. So services by way of telecommunication line, by a fixed line, you are providing the services. Kambi katrani. So where the fixed line is installed, where you have, sir, installed that fixed line, that is a what of supply, place of supply. Service by way of mobile connection on postpaid basis. If you have taken postpaid, then bill should come, right, sir? Location of the what address, billing address. Services by way of mobile collection on prepaid basis. Normal, what the mobile, what we are using is prepaid connections, right, sir? You have to check the three through a selling agent. Have you purchased the recharge card through a selling agent? If yes, address of the what agent. Or any person to final subscriber. If you go to medical shop also, vegetable shop also, you will get the card for recharge, right, sir? Then location where the prepayment is received or vouchers are sold. Through internet banking or electronic mode, 99% we used to recharge like this only. We'll call our friend, Macha, please recharge ra. I'll pay you tomorrow. That's it, game over. Sir, location of the recipient of service on the records of the what? Supplier. Very important point for exam. Location of the recipient of service. Don't stop there. Location of the recipient of service on the records of the supplier. Repeat once again. Location of the recipient of service on the records of the. So, the idea, Tata Docomo, sir, Geo, all these people are called as what? Telecommunication services. They may providing, sir, DTH services and all by way of fixed telecommunication line. Where fixed telecommunication line is installed will be the what of supply. The next is the major telecommunication service are through phone, which may be either postpaid or prepaid. Postpaid means bill should come. Location of the what address. Service by way of mobile collection on what basis? Prepaid basis. You have to check whether it is through a selling agent, any person to a final subscriber, through internet, bank or electronic mode. If it is through a selling agent, address of the selling agent. Any person to final subscriber, location where the prepayment is received or vouchers are sold. Through a internet banking or electronic mode, location of the recipient of service on the record of the. If you are not able to find out the place of supply by these things, if your service has not fall under this category, it should fall under other cases. You have to check whether its address is available, then location of the address not available, location of the service provider. Basically, technically, they are applying 12.2, which is general provision. Comfortable, sir? Now coming to the 12.12 financial and stock broking services. Quick recall. What is 12.1? What is 12.2? What is 12.3? What is 12.4? 4 services. What is 12.5? What is 12.6? What is 12.7? What is 12.8? What is 12.9? What is 12.10? What is 12.11? What is 12.12? So you can provide either financial services or stockbroking services, right, sir? Financial services means service provided by bank. The bank will provide two type of services. One is account-based services and non-account-based services. If it is account-based services, location of the recipient on the records of the supplier of the service. If bank is providing service to you, when you open the bank account, you would have given your KYC, right, sir? In that KYC, what address is there? There only bank is assuming that the service has been consumed. If the service is non-account based services, location of the supplier of the services, that means where the bank is situated will be the place of supply. Are you all really with me? Sir, with regard to stockbroking services, man, always it is account based services, because without taking, sir, you are registered with a stockbroker, my dear lovable students, they can't provide the service to you. So place of supply is the location of the recipient on the records of the supplier of the services. Pakka, sir? So financial and stockbroking services, financial services, banking services may be either account based services or non-account based. If it is account based services, means KYC will be available. So location of the recipient on the record of the supplier of service. Non-account based services, location of the, with regard to stockbroking services, always it is what based services. Place of supply is the location of recipient on the records of the supplier of services. Comfortable? With regard to 12.3, man, insurance services. What services? Now the service provider is the insurance company. Sir, if you don't take insurance, will they provide insurance services? That means insurance services are always account based services, right, sir? They will check whether the service has been provided to a registered person, or if it is registered person, location of such person. Thumb rule. If it is unregistered person, location of the recipient of service on the record of the, there is no question that if the address is not available, question does not arise, because if address is not available, they will not provide the service at all. Are you all really with me? The last one, man, 12.14, advertisement service to what? Government. You are providing services to government. That means you are an advertisement agency. What you are supposed to check is whether you have provided service to single state or union territory, or multiple state or union territory. If it is single state or what territory? Place of supply is the respective state or union territory, that state, that place of supply. Whereas it with regard to multiple state, all state on what basis? Proportionate basis. Pakka. One line summary of the entire discussion is 12.3. What is 12.3? Services relating to hotel, boat or vessel. This is what your LDR, last day revision. Location at which the immovable property or boat or vessel is located or intended to be located. But if it is situated outside India, location of the 12.4. How many services? Restaurant and catering services, personal grooming and fitness, beauty treatment and healthcare services. Location where the service are 12.5. Training and performance appraisal services. Sir, if it is B2B, location of such registered person. B2C, location where the service are 12.6. Admission to an event or amusement park. Place where the event is actually held, or where the park or other place is located. Getting it? 12.7. Organization of a, if you organize for a registered person, location of such person. If you are organizing for an unregistered person, check where the, if the event is held in India, means location of the event is held. If the event is held outside India, means location of the 12.8. Transportation of goods, including what? Mail. Sir, B2B means location of registered person. B2C means location at which such goods are handed over for their transportation. 12.9. Transportation of passengers. B2 means location of such registered person. B2C means place where the passenger embark on the conveyance for a 12.10. Service provided on board a location of the first scheduled point of departure of that conveyance for the journey. Right, sir? 12.11. Telecommunication services. Services involving fixed lines, circuit, dish, antenna, etc. Location of such fixed equipment. Mobile or internet postpaid means location of the billing address. Prepaid means place of sale of such voucher. Other cases means address of the recipient in records. Pakka. 12.12. Banking and other financial services. Location of the recipient of service on the record of the, if the location of the supplier will be the, if the location of the recipient is not available. 12.13 is what services? B2B means location of such a registered person. B2C means location of the recipient of service on the record of the 1214 advertisement services to government, each of the respective state or union territory where advertisement is broadcasted, displayed or run proportionate value in case of what statement? Multiple states. If the service what you have provided is not fall under 12.3 to 12.14, such a service will be fall under 12.2, which is general rule. If it is B2B, location of such a registered person. And B2C, you have to check address is available, address is not available. If address is available, location of the recipient, and address is not available, so place of supply section 10 talking about goods and section 12 talking about services. Are you all really with me? With this, we are done with the revision of the place of supply for our examination. I am comfortable, sir. Anybody is there? Where is a grand clap? Yes, sir. Very, very, very happy morning to all. Sir, we have talked about the place of supply in the last revision. Now we are going to do the valuation rules of the place of supply. Shall we quickly recall the place of supply section? What is 12.1? Applicability. 12.2, general provision. 12.3, services relating to immovable property, boat or vessel. 12.4, port services. 12.5, training and performance appraisal services. 12.6, events. 12.7, organization of event. 12.8, transportation of goods. 12.9, transportation of passengers. 12.10, services provided on board a conveyance. 12.11, telecommunication services. 12.12, financial and stockbroking services. 12.13, insurance services. 12.14, moving into the valuation rules, how to value. When this valuation rule should be applicable, you should know. For example, if you are providing the services, if you are providing services in more than one location, once for a single consideration, you have to bifurcate the value of supply. That means I am providing services relating to immovable property, for example, and that immovable property is spread in 2 states. That means the consumption is happened in 2 states, right? That's what these rules are dealing with. 12.3. Sir, are you able to recall 12.3? Services relating to the immovable property, boat or vessel. For that, rule 4 of the IGST rules will be applicable. Rule number 4. What is a relevant rule? Rule number? Lodging, accommodation by hotel, in guest house, etc. There is a hotel. What service they are providing? They are providing lodging, accommodation services. Services provided by way of lodging, accommodation by hotel, in guest house, etc. And its ancillary services. Basically, there is a hotel. Hotel is providing lodging and accommodation services. But the speciality of that hotel is, other than the case where such property, such hotel is a single property located in 2 or more contiguous states or union territory or both. That means there is only one hotel, my dear lovable students. Hello, sir. That one hotel is not spread in 2 states. Not spread in, that is other than the cases where then. So you may ask a doubt, sir, if it is spread in 2 states, that is situation number 2. Are you really with me? So other than the cases where such property is a single property located in 2 or more contiguous states, then the place of supply is number of nights stayed in such property. For example, Hotel Taj is there. Taj is having lot of branches, right, sir? You are booking, sir, hotel 2 days at Kerala in Taj and 3 days in Tamil Nadu in Taj. You are traveling for a business trip, right, sir? Then is 2 separate property or same property? 2 separate property, because Kerala Taj is different and Tamil Nadu Taj is different, right, sir? Then how much number of days you stayed, you have to see. 2 days you stayed in Kerala and 3 days you have stayed in Tamil Nadu. This is what situation number 1. Situation number 2, other services relating to immobile property, boat or vessel. All other services provided in relation to what property? Immobile property, including organizing any marriage or reception or accommodation in a what property? So there is only a single property located in 2 or more contiguous states or union territory or service ancillary to such services. So there is only one property is there. That one property is spread in 2 states. One half of the property is in Kerala and other half of the property is in Tamil Nadu. So geographically it is split into 2 states. Then area of immobile property lying in each state or union territory. How much area it is located in Kerala, how much square feet it is located in Tamil Nadu. Based on that, you have to bifurcate, right, sir? Next one, lodging and accommodation by a houseboat or vessel and its ancillary services. When you go in and a houseboat, for example, Alapura houseboat is there. It will start from Kerala in one night and it may move to some place. Like for example, if it is going in Karnataka, in a 24 hours travel, 22 hours if it is in Kerala and 2 hours it is in Karnataka, then place of supply you should bifurcate based upon 22:2. That's what they are saying. Service by way of lodging accommodation by a houseboat or vessel and its what services. Time spent by the boat or vessel, 22 hours of the time they spend in Kerala and 2 hours they are spending in Karnataka. In each state or union territory to be determined on the basis of the declaration made by the what provider. So what we are talking about is rule number 4 is what our discussion. Rule number 4 is applicable to 12.3. When this rule 4 will be applicable, you should understand very clearly. This rule will be applicable if there is separate property which are located in separate state. But you are booking it for a single consideration. For example, you are going to Taj website and you are booking Taj hotels 2 days in Kerala and 3 days in Tamil Nadu. For the entire booking, they are charging only 50,000, right, sir? So we are supposed to bifurcate the value of supply. It's based upon number of nights you are staying. They have to bifurcate, right, sir? Sir, there is one immovable property which has been spread in 2 states, one part in Kerala and one part in which is in the border. That's what I'm trying to say. Then based upon the area or the square feet, how much part it is lying in each state, you have to bifurcate. Comfortable, sir? Then the third one, man, lodging accommodation by houseboat, vessel or its ancillary services. Sir, there is a houseboat which is having a maximum time period of 24 hours. 22 hours it will be there in Kerala and 2 hours it will move to Karnataka. Then you have to split the value of supply between Kerala and Karnataka in the ratio of the time spent by the boat or vessel. Shall I proceed? 12.7. Have you heard about 12.7? Organization of event. Sir, for it, rule number 5 of the IGST Act will be applicable. Sir, organization of the event or service ancillary thereto or assignment of sponsorship to such event. These are the 3 services we have discussed in the last class, right, sir? Then proportionate value of such service to be computed by application of generally accepted accounting principle. That is called as GAAP, generally accepted accounting. For example, you are organizing an event for a scientific, educational, entertainment like that people. If you organized in 2 states or 3 states at the same time for a consolidated consideration, then the value of supply has to be bifurcated between all those states, right, sir? On what basis you will bifurcate? The Act is saying that generally accepted accounting principle. From this area, you may get an MCQ. Are you all really with me? That's why I'm discussing the valuation rule. Sir, what is generally accepted accounting principle? You have to check that how many events has happened in which and all state. For example, 5 event happened in Kerala, 3 event happened in Tamil Nadu, 2 event happened in Andhra. Based on the number of events happen, you have to split the value of supply. This is called as generally accepted accounting. Coming to, sir, the next one, 12.11. Have you heard about 12.11? Yes, sir. What is 12.11? Telecommunication services. For that, rule 6 of the IGST rules will be applicable. Sir, we have talked that. Right, sir? If the service has been provided by way of fixed telecommunication line, place where the fixed telecommunication line is installed is the place of supply. Right, sir? Sometimes this can be maybe in more than one state. That is installation of what circuit? Then proportionate value of such service computed based on the number of points lying in the what state or unit. How many points are there? For example, in Tamil Nadu 5 points are there and in Kerala 2 points are there. Based upon this 5:2, you have to bifurcate that, sir, installation of leased circuit service. Sir, they are further digging circuit between 2 points or what places. Sir, in case of a circuit, there is a circuit between 2 point or what places. The starting point or the place of circuit and the end point or the place of circuit will invariably constitute how many points? That means starting point should be treated separately and the ending point should be treated separately. Sometimes starting point may be in Kerala and ending point may be in Tamil Nadu. Then there are 2 separate points are there. Sometimes there may be intermediate points also in the place of circuit. Any intermediate point or place in the circuit will also constitute a what? Point, provided that the benefit of leased circuit is also available at that what point. That means if starting point is 1 point, ending point is 1 point and intermediate point is another point. Hello, sir. If starting point and intermediate point is situated in Tamil Nadu and the ending point is situated in Kerala, you have to split the value of supply in the ratio of 2:1. This is what this rule is saying, rule number 6. Shall I proceed, sir? The last rule, man, rule number, sir, 3, which is 1214. Have you heard about 1214? Which is advertisement too. There are so many various ways in which you can advertisement to government, right, sir? Advertisement in newspaper and publication. You can advertise in newspaper, and if you are advertising in newspaper and publication, the basis on which you have to apportion the value of supply is amount payable. What is the keyword? For publishing an advertisement in all the editions of what? Newspaper or a published in each what territory, man? Union territory. Are you all really with me? Yes, sir. That means amount payable. How much is the amount payable? You should see, my dear lovable students, to publishing an advertisement in all the editions of the newspaper, in all the editions of the. That's it. Next one, advertisement through printed material like pamphlet, leaflet, diary, calendar, t-shirt, etc. You are advertising for government by this advertisement mode. Then also the keyword is what payable? For the distribution of specific number of such material in each state or what territory? Union territory. Advertisement in hoarding other than those on what? Train. Just in board you are advertising for government. Then again the keyword is what payable? For the hoarding located in each state or what territory? Union. For example, sir, government, you are advertising for government in a hoarding. Government is giving you 10 lakh rupees for Kerala, 5 lakh rupees for Tamil Nadu, 25 lakh rupees for Andhra. In this ratio, you have to apportion the value of supply. Comfortable? But advertisement on train, if you see the, sir, train and all, outside the trade and all, sometimes the advertisement would have been pasted, right, sir? Randaka, 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 randaka. Yes, sir. Amount attributable to each state or what territory? Union territory. Calculated in the ratio of the length of the what track? You have to go and see how much is the length of the railway track in each state for that train, particular train. That on that basis, you have to apportion the value of supply. Advertisement on the back of the utility bill of oil, gas company, etc. On the back side of the utility bill, you are advertising for government. Then what payable? That is a keyword for each state or union territory for the advertisement on the bill pertaining to consumer having billing address in each of such state or what territory. Advertisement on what ticket? Railway ticket. Sometimes if you see the back side of the railway ticket, you can see some advertisement. Amount attributable to what state? Each state or union territory calculated in the ratio of number of what station? How much railway stations are there in a particular state? Based on that, you have to apportion the value of supply. Advertisement on what station? Radio station. Now you are advertising in Hello FM, like that radio station. Amount payable to such what station, which is by virtue of its name is part of each state or what territory? Union territory. For this, sir, Tamil Nadu Railway, sir, radio station, I have paid this much amount. Kerala radio station, I have paid this much amount. Advertisement on what channel? Television channel. In television channel, if you, sir, give some advertisement for government in Sun TV, நீங்கள் பார்த்து கொண்டிருப்பது Sun TV in Tamil Malay. Like this they will say. And they will be putting in all over the Tamil Nadu and they will be publishing in Kerala also. So what you have to see is amount attributable to each state or what territory. Calculated on the basis of viewership of such channel in each of the state or union territory. You have to go and check how much viewers are there in Kerala for Sun TV. How much viewers are there in, sir, for Sun TV in Tamil Nadu. Hello, sir. Viewership figure for the last week of a given quarter as published by BARC can be used for calculating viewership for what quarter? There is a body called as BARC. They will say that this much viewership were there for this channel in this state. So they will give you a report. Based on that report, you have to split the value of supply. Figures pertaining to more than one state or what territory are apportioned in the ratio of the population of that state or union territory as per the what census. Sometimes what will do this bark, sir, what they will do, no, they may sometimes give two state as one region according to their will and wish. But that is not what practically possible for us. We have to split that region into two states based upon the population. So basically you have to split as per the, sir, viewership. Sir, sometimes if the viewership are clubbed based on the region, then that region has to be split as per the state based upon the population. Coming to the next one, advertisement in what hall? Cinema hall. You may see that when you are going to cinema and when you buy a popcorn of 1500 rupees, whatever it may be, and you'll be sitting, sir, in a chair, your chair, allotted chair, then immediately advertisement will come. நான் எனக்கு என் வாழ்க்கை இப்படி ஆகும் நான் நினைச்சு கூட பார்க்கல சார். எல்லாம் இந்த புகையில மாத்திருச்சு. அழகான 2 குழந்தைகள். சார், amount paid to a cinema hall or screen in multiplex in each state or union territory, based on that you have to split the value of supply. Now advertisement on the what? Internet. Very dangerous area because it is spread over country, right sir? Then how you have to split? Amount attributable to each state or what territory? Calculated on the basis of internet subscriber in each of the state or what territory. Sir, to help me Sun TV, I was having bark, right sir? The same way internet subscriber figure for the last quarter of a given financial year as published by TRI can be used for calculating the subscriber for the succeeding. So TRI will say that in this state you are having this much subscriber, in this state this much subscriber has saw this, sir, advertisement. Sir, sometimes what TRI will do, no, they will give on a regional basis, right sir? Then nothing to worry. We are having population figures pertaining to more than one state or union territory are apportioned in the ratio of what? Population of those state or union territory as per what census. If you are advertisement through what? SMS. You can, sir, sometimes you may get an SMS of government that, sir, government, please be very careful. At the time of COVID time, we got lot of SMS, right sir? Yes sir. So amount attributable to each state or what territory? Calculated on the basis of telecom subscriber in each state or union territory. Sir, this is that. Sir, who will give this data? TRI will give this data. Sometimes TRI would have consolidated on a what basis? Regional basis. If that is the case, my dear lovable students, you have to figures pertaining to telecom circle comprising of more than one state or union territory are apportioned in the ratio of population of those state or union territory as per the what census? Latest census. So these are the rules available under the IGST Act if you have provided services in more than one location. Provided in more than, for example, my dear lovable students, service relating to immovable property, sir, 12.3 is the section for where the relevant rule is Rule 4 of the what Act? IGST Act. Comfortable? Sir, 12.7 organization of event. If you are organizing event in more than one location, Rule 5 of the IGST rules will be applicable. And 12 subsection 11 telecommunication services, Rule 6 of the IGST rule will be applicable. And the hero, rule number 3, which is advertisement to government. There are so many ways in which you can advertisement to government. Advertisement in newspaper and publication you can do. Advertisement through printed material like pamphlet, leaflet, diary, calendar, t-shirt you can do. Advertisement in hoarding other than those on train. Advertisement on train. Advertisement on back of the utility bill of what oil and gas company, advertisement on railway ticket, advertisement on radio station, advertisement on telecommunication channel, advertisement in cinema hall, advertisement on internet, and advertisement through SMS. These are the various ways in which you can advertise for government. Are you all really with me? Comfortable, sir? With this, we can say that we are done with the revision of place of supply and also the place of supply relevant rules which is applicable for examination. I am with you, sir, from your heart. Anybody is there? Where is a grand clap?